If you're here, I assume you know what right brain education is, but when it comes to practicing right brain education at home, you don't know where to begin. If this sounds like you, be sure to watch this video until the very end, because in this video, we are going to learn about what is right brain education and what are the different activities that you can do to practice right brain education at home. And the best part, I have included some real-time examples of babies in our community practicing right brain education so you can see for yourself how it is done in real time. Now, last but not the least, I have also included a digital right brain education flashcard kit to help you get started. Hi there, this is Grace. Welcome to my channel. Before we talk about how to practice right brain education at home, if you're someone new to right brain education, let's begin with what right brain education is. You see, right brain education is a method of teaching that focuses on stimulating the right hemisphere of the brain to enhance some really cool right brain functions, such as high-speed processing, visual memory, imagination, creativity, intuition, holistic thinking, and so on. Now let's move on to how to practice right brain education at home. Well, before I give you the activities that you can do with your child to practice right brain education at home, the first step is to understand what right brain education is beyond the definition that we just learned. I recently did a video on what is right brain education, the history of right brain education, the two hemispheres of the brain and how they work and what are the different features that they have, the benefits and even the limitations of right brain education. So if you're interested to learn more about right brain education and the two hemispheres of the brain, then check out this video right here. You would find the link to this video somewhere around here or in the description below this video. So be sure to watch that video. So you have a basic understanding of right brain education. So you do not practice right brain education at home just because it is the new trend out there, just because, everyone out there is practicing, but simply because you truly understand the importance and the benefits that right brain education can give your child. All right, let's talk about the different activities that you can do to practice right brain education at home. But before we get there, here is a disclaimer. You see, there are a lot of activities with respect to right brain education. If I had to give you everything, this video would take forever. So I'm going to give you only those activities that are relevant and doable, keeping a beginner in mind. Having said that, let's talk all about the different activities that you can do to practice right brain education at home. So with respect to activities, I want you to remember these two different kinds of activities. One is sit-down activities that you would do with your child sitting down, and the other is on-the-go fun. So let's first talk about sit-down activities. So as the name suggests, sit-down activities are nothing but you do these activities sitting down with your child. In our community, we call these sit-down activities as mommy and me fun learning time. So a fundamental tool that you would be using during this time are your flashcards. There are different kinds of right brain education flashcards, but in this video, we are going to talk about 5 different right brain education flashcards that you can use with your child. So the first type of flashcard are your image flashcards, and they are used to help your child learn unlimited facts about this world. Remember, we spoke about in the first video in this series that when a baby is born, the baby's brain has little or no information about the world. So the more information it gathers about the world, the more functional and efficient it gets. So flashcards, especially image flashcards, help your baby's brain gather that piece of information about the world. Now, before we talk about how image flashcards have a significant advantage with respect to helping your baby learn important facts about the world, let's talk about how babies learn facts in general. So as a parent goes about their day, they interact with their child, they point to stuff, they call out their names, and that is how a child learns about the world around them. But with flashcards, since you are going to use these flashcards in a particular way, you can introduce 60 new facts in less than 1 minute. Again, if you want to know how to use right brain flashcards the right way, I will be doing a video shortly on how to use right brain flashcards the right way. So if you haven't subscribed already, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell icon so you get notified when I upload that video. Now, coming back to right brain flashcards. Well, another major advantage of using right brain flashcards is it empowers you to introduce facts that might not exist in your child's immediate environment. For example, if you are showing wild animal flashcards, well, you are introducing your child to wild animals, something that you might not have in your house and something that you might not necessarily have conversations around in your everyday conversations with your child. Now, having said that, remember the brain grows with use. At birth, your child has little or no information about the world, little or no access to language. So the more information your child's brain gets, the more access your child's brain gets with respect to vocabulary and language. Now, the more efficient and functional your child's brain becomes. Now, apart from building vocabulary, language comprehension, while using flashcards trigger the natural curiosity and eagerness to learn. And not only that, remember I told you, you would be showing flashcards a certain way. And if you haven't watched my previous video in this series in which I talk about how the right brain works, well, I highly suggest you go and watch that video, because when you show the flashcards the right way to your child, you stimulate those natural functions such as high-speed processing, photographic memory abilities, pattern recognition, holistic thinking, and so many other amazing right brain functions. Now take a look at this video so you have an idea as to how to show image flashcards to your child.
Calcium, magnesium, beryllium, emerald, francium. Yeah, laser atom. Strontium. Yeah, rubidium. Yeah, global navigation it is.
I hope you now have an idea as to how to show image flashcards to your child. Now let's move on to the next type of flashcards, which are our reading flashcards. Again, you can use reading flashcards to help your child learn letter names, sounds, and words, and even sentences and even stories. You see, at this point, you might be wondering, like, how would my child learn to read using these flashcards? Remember, the first few years of your child's life, the left brain hasn't kicked in yet, which is the logical side of the brain, which is responsible for looking at spelling. So when you're using word cards or sentence flashcards, well, your child is looking at each word as a whole, just like how he or she will look at an image flashcard. And they are learning those words as images. So take a look at this video so you would know what I'm talking about.
Milk, book, sleep, dad, happy, Theo worries, happy, happy, where is happy? Can you please get happy? Where is happy? Happy, Theo, come and get it. Very good, Theo. Yes. Oh, you're trying to say happy.
I hope you now have an understanding as to how to show reading flashcards to your child. But here's the thing. During this phase of your child's life, when you are intentional in using word flashcards, sentence flashcards with your child, well, it's easy for their hungry brain to learn it as an image. But later on, you might have some challenges around the spellings, because of course you cannot help your child continue to memorize words as a whole, because your child needs to get up to speed with spelling, right? So it is important that you also introduce phonics, which caters to the left brain. In our Baby Genius program, we do both. We do the whole word reading approach, which caters to the right brain, and we also do phonics and other technical aspects, which caters to the left brain. So it's a combination of both. I have included our free ebook, Teach Your Baby to Read in 30 Days. If you want to learn about how you can incorporate both these methods to help your child learn to read and how you can do it faster, then go ahead and check the description and download that ebook. Now, having said that, not only will these reading flashcards increase your child's awareness of print, get your child familiar with the words in the language, but also will stimulate the right hemisphere of the brain. Remember, we are going to show flashcards a certain way. We're not going to sit there talking about what those words mean, but we are going to flash them really quickly. So that way you end up stimulating those natural functions of the right brain, such as high-speed processing, pattern recognition, and holistic thinking, and all of those good stuff. Now, the next type of flashcard that you can use during your sit down session are your math flashcards. Again, these flashcards are used to help your child learn important mathematical facts, like these dot cards, which help your child learn quantities, which are the basic building blocks of math, right? But in the traditional world, we've gotten it all wrong. What do schools first teach kids? One, two, three, the numerals, right? They're very abstract. They don't tell you what they mean. But when you introduce quantities, you literally empower your child's brain to understand that one equals one object, two equals two objects or two dots. With that foundational understanding, now everything else is going to become super easy for your child to wrap their head around. Now, dot cards are just one type of math flashcards that you can use with your child to help your child learn about quantities, learn to supersize. But other than that, you can use these flashcards to help your child learn addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and also you can even introduce numerals and number names and so many other things. Now, for your reference, here is a video on how to use math flashcards so you can see for yourself how things are done in real time.
We're going to do math with Tio. Math with Tio. Okay, let's start. It's 0, 1, 2. Subtraction 3, 4. Addition 5, 6. Division 7 and 8. Equals 9, 10. Multiplication 11, 12.
All right, I hope you enjoyed watching that video clip. Now, let's move on to the next type of flashcard, which are our memory flashcards. Again, there are different kinds of memory flashcards and activities in right brain education. Here is one thing that you can start doing with your child at home. They're called linking memory flashcards. Again, what are linking memory flashcards? Well, linking memory is a powerful memory technique that helps you remember a string of words or a set of images by tying them using a silly story. Take a look at this video so you know what I mean. Hole where they ate with the spoon that they stole from a boy who had a fish that was orange like a parrot who typed on a. Now, how will this build your child's memory? Well, take a look at this video. Riyas, a lobster. Riyas is eating a lobster. And then it goes to the block to live. And there is a leaf. But you take the leaf and put it in a burger. And then you walk away using a shoe.
And one more there.
There is a corn. And the corn becomes a popcorn. The popcorn turns into an egg. Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, you need to look now. Okay, ready? Now, okay. Watch him first here. Yep.
Crab.
Uh-huh.
Lobster.
Yep. Okay.
A block.
Yep. Perfect. And here?
And
Oh, think.
leaf.
Yes, that's right. Where did you keep the look? What do you have?
Bird.
Whoa. Yeah.
Boot.
Yep. Think.
Corn.
Yep.
Popcorn.
Yes.
Egg.
Amazing work, buddy. Now, without using this linking memory technique, well, you may have to put in twice as much the effort and not necessarily you would get all those objects in the grid the first time around. But when you're using silly stories, again, not actual stories, but silly stories, because remember, the right brain is not logical. When you're using silly stories, you are able to magically remember exactly where in the grid that object is. This is just one example, but you can use this linking memory in real life. Your child can use it once he or she is in school to help memorize a list of words in a particular order easily and quite naturally when compared to the traditional way of memorizing, which is through rote memorization. Now, our next type of flashcards are music flashcards. You can introduce musical notes and symbols to your child just the way you do your reading flashcards, your image flashcards, and your math flashcards. In our Baby Genius program, apart from music flashcards, we do other activities to stimulate the natural musical abilities that babies are born with. There is something called perfect pitch, meaning babies are born with this ability to recognize that frequency in pitch without having a reference, something that only some musicians possess. But that is a natural ability that babies are born with, but as they grow up, that natural ability is lost. Anyway, those are some of the flashcards that you can use during your sit down sessions with your child to practice right brain education at home. And as I promised, I have included some flashcards from all the 5 categories in the kit. So be sure to watch this video until the very end because I'm going to tell you how you can download these flashcards. Anyway, let's move on to the next type of activity that you can do with your child to practice right brain education, and it is called on the go fun. Well, as the name suggests, it's something that you do on the go. Again, I have 5 different activities for you. There are so many other activities, but 5 activities to get you started. So the first game that I have for you is called guessing game. Again, this is to build your child's intuition. Remember, the right brain is responsible for intuition. So pick a tiny object, hide it in one of your hands, and ask your child which hand the object is in. Again, there is no right or wrong answer. This is to give your child the opportunity to practice trusting their instinct, that gut feeling. So let your child guess which hand it is in. And you can play this game to infants and toddlers alike. But to start off with, well, you have to demonstrate how the game is played a couple of times before your infant can understand how to play it. And you would be surprised as to how infants and toddlers would guess the right hand. Infants would look in the direction and toddlers would call out that hand for you. Now, the second activity that I want you to do on the go is called recall the day. Again, this is to build your child's long-term memory. So get into the practice of talking about how the day went. Be intentional in reminding your child of those experiences that they might have had, and be intentional in also including the sensory aspect, like how did things feel, how did things sound, how did things look, how did things smell, and how did things taste. So the more often you get into the habit of doing that, like you're literally working out your child's long-term memory muscles, and that way your child will pay more attention to details as they're experiencing, and your child would be able to recall those experiences as well because of these intentional interactions that you have with your child. Now, the third activity that I have for you is storytelling. As simple as it might seem, well, this is an powerful activity that you can do to promote imagination. Remember, the right brain is responsible for imagination, creating stuff in your head that is not there in real life. So when you are telling stories, well, your child is able to visualize seeing those images, and it's not necessarily, it is exactly the same that's in your head while you're telling the story. Well, your child is free to imagine whatever they want based on the words that they are hearing. So don't take it lightly. Get into the habit of telling stories to your child right from early infancy because it is an amazing way to boost their imagination. Now, the fourth activity that I have for you is emotion labeling and mirroring. Remember, I told you in the first video in this series when we spoke about the 2 hemispheres of the brain. Again, if you haven't watched it, go watch that video because you would understand what are the different features of the 2 hemispheres of the brain. So you would be able to understand why we are doing all these activities with your child. Now, the right hemisphere of the brain is responsible for paying attention to nonverbal cues. It is responsible for emotion processing. So when you're intentional in labeling things for your child, especially when they are experiencing big emotions, it is easier for them to understand and be aware of emotions. That's the first step to building emotional intelligence in your child. Now, apart from this, you can also mirror emotions, like make faces. Sit in front of your child, let your child look at your face, and you can make a sad face and you can tell your child this, I'm feeling sad. You can make a happy face, you can make an angry face, and you encourage your child to do the same. Whether it's an infant or a toddler, again, infants might not be able to imitate you, but you would be surprised as to how they are enjoying, how they are trying to imitate you. So do these activities to build your child's emotional intelligence. Now, the last activity that I have for you is art exploration. This builds creativity. Again, I did a short form video earlier as to how babies and young children are naturally at a genius level with respect to creativity. And this is to build their creativity. So let them explore freely with respect to colors. So give them paint, let them do finger paint or paint with brush. Give them crayons and color pencils and whatnot that you can find, and let them express themselves through color. Well, those are some of the activities that I wanted to share with you in this video to get you started with practicing right brain education at home. Now, if you are a parent of an infant or a toddler who wants more help in taking a holistic approach in accelerating your baby's whole brain development, not just the right brain, but also the left brain, and how you can create a harmony in integrating these two hemispheres of your baby's brain, especially during these early years, then I want to invite you to our Baby Genius program, which is the only program that is for both the child and the parent, because we strongly believe it is not just these early brain stimulation activities that are critical during the early years, but it is also the parent's own mental health and well-being. So if you're interested to get more help and support so you can follow a step-by-step, scientifically proven system that is tried and tested by many parents out there, then go ahead and check the description. I have included all the details needed for you to learn about our Baby Genius program. So check the description below. I have also included a 20% coupon for you, something that I only give to those who stay until the very end of my webinar. But since you stayed until the end of this video, well, you deserve it. With that said, we are done with today's video. I sincerely hope you found this video useful. And as promised, I have your right brain flashcard kit below this video. Click the link and you would be able to download so you can use it with your child to practice right brain education at home. Now, if you're someone who has no idea how to download, print, and use right brain flashcards, well, the next video in this series is all about how to use right brain flashcards the right way with your child. So if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload that new video. With that said, once again, thank you so much for spending your valuable time watching my video. It means so much to me, and I wish you and your child all the very best, and I cannot wait to see you again in my next video. Till then, take care and bye now.